Hi, my name is Todd Corrigan. I'm conducting an interview about public speaking. If you can just give me your name, your job title, and your company, we'll begin this interview.
All right. So my name is Todd Corrigan. I'm the Chief Inspector at American Aluminum Company.
Okay. To what extent did you give speeches and presentations at your job?
I typically give a bit of a presentation once a week during the company meeting, and also roughly once every 2 months to the people who work on the warehouse floor.
Okay. Are there any things you still struggle with while presenting?
I notice I tend to linger and have pauses and use crutch words and the word or a lot to gain space even now.
Okay. How do you overcome these challenges?
Usually I try to have more of a scripted presentation. If I'm able to use use some sort of cue card or speak less off the cuff, I don't have to spend so much time thinking about what I'm going to be saying. So that's usually how I try to go in.
And what public speaking skills stand out the most in your colleagues' presentations?
Uh, their ability to speak off the cuff comes to mind. Then again, I've only been in this position for about a year. A lot of them have been in their positions for 5 to 30. So they have a lot more experience just getting up there and doing the presentation.
Okay. Have you ever received negative feedback on a presentation, and did you use it to improve your future presentation and speeches?
Yeah, actually, that's where I found out about my crutch word issue. Uh, I was told specifically don't try to use the word or refrain from that as much as possible. And that's why I started trying to use cue cards or a pre-written script at the bare minimum bullet points just to go in and not have to speak completely freely.
Okay. How has the pandemic affected the way you go about public speaking?
Well, during the early part of the pandemic, I wasn't in this position, so I can't really say uh, to that kind of extent. And more or less, the the entire company that I work at hasn't changed all that much during the pandemic. We were wearing masks, so I had to learn how to speak a little louder during that, just to get through the mask, just so people could understand me a little better. But beyond that, it really hasn't changed much in my circumstance.
Okay. Do you ever use visual aids when presenting? If so, do you feel they help or distract your audience?
Uh, on occasion, I do, mostly because as I'm the inspector, I have to show a problem like either scratches within the metal or deformations from the presses. So doing that without a visual aid would make my job that much more difficult. So even if it does distract the audience, no one that I can tell really gets super distracted by a flat piece of metal with some scratches in it.
That's fair. How do you keep your public speaking skills from getting rusty?
Well, like I said, I do it once or so a week, and then to the administrative staff, and then once every month or so to the warehouse staff. So I'm constantly using it.
Okay. What public speaking skills do you feel are most important for someone in your field?
Uh, hmm, being able to adapt to a variety of audience is important because, as I just said, we have the administrative staff. They're mostly college educated. They've been in their fields for quite a number of years, and they have just they don't quite understand the warehouse side of things. Whereas when I'm dealing with the warehouse staff, A lot of them are not college educated. Most of them are English as a second language uh, people. And just being able to flex between those two is probably the most important aspect of that.
Okay. I have one more question for you. Have you ever taken a public speaking class or attended a seminar in public speaking? Has it helped you to improve your public speaking skills?
Yeah, I've actually taken two, one at Union County College and one at the University of North Carolina in Greensboro. Um, they both showed me different little tips and tricks. Uh, that was the one at UNC was the one that actually was where I found out about crutch words that I referenced earlier. But that also gave me quite a bit of confidence just to get up and present and utilize visual aids effectively.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.
You too.